Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I wanted to share with you today the brand new amazing foiling pen and A3 Lightboard from Highlight Crafts. So I'm going to take you down and show you exactly what you get with this beautiful foiling pen. You're going to get, of course, your pen itself, which is USB powered, which will connect to a charging bank or any USB port in a computer device or a handheld plug. You also get your stand for your heat gun as well. And then you also get, in here, you get your two foils. You've got your silver, your gold, and then you also have two interchangeable nibs for your foiling pen. You have a much thicker one and a finer one, depending on the style of project you're wishing to create. Now, of course, with this demonstration, I'm sharing with you the lightboard that goes with it. Now, this is your A3 lightboard, and it is touch sensor activated up here. So you've got 3 different light settings from dark to light, and then you can turn it off straight away with just the touch of a finger. Now, this is also USB powered in the same process of a computer tower, a power bank, or what you would use for a phone charger. Now, I want to show you something really quick, really easy, but so effective that you could be doing with this hot foil pen from Craftmaster. So I'm going to take a strip of my gold foil here. I'm going to cut only the amount really that's needed for this project, which is around about a 15 centimeter strip. And what I love with the pen is that you get so much out of your foil because depending on the surface you're covering, you may only use a very minute section of it. So I'm going to talk you through the pen itself. Now, you will actually get an indicator light, which you can just see here, which is green at the moment. Now, when switching on your foiling pen, you have a little button just right here, and the light will appear red instantly. When it's got to temperature, it will appear green, and that means it's ready to foil. So you're ready to go and hot foil with your pen. Now, with the lightboard, you get 2 magnetic anchors as well, which you can see here cling together, but also will hold anything down in place as you're foiling. So we're going to put our lightboard on here to the highest light setting. Now, I've got a digital stamp here from one of our 2 Red Robins USBs. You can see our beautiful stamp. I'm going to place this on my lightboard, and then I'm going to put my hot foil straight over the top of it. Now, of course, instantly, if I was to turn this off, we can't see the image that we're wanting to foil. So how do we get around this? We use our lightboard, which means that you can be going over absolutely anything. This could be a photograph, this could be a rice paper, this could be some of your beautiful reflections from 2 Red Robins. I've chosen to use a stamp on vellum purely because the vellum itself and the stamp, I would never be able to foil this because I don't have a toner printer at home. And this particular image, I would never be able to get that effect with. So doing this means that we can do absolutely any foiling we want to on any surface. So I've printed this on my inkjet printer. I'm going to set my lightboard to the highest setting and pop my foil straight over the top. Now, the amazing feature with this, of course, is we can anchor everything in place no matter how many layers we've got here. So I'm going to start in my top left corner and smooth it down to my bottom right. And now you can see the stamped image is showing through the vellum and the foiling sheet. So we're going to take our foiling pen straight over to our image, and then I'm going to start foiling. Now, this is one of those things where the process is so quick, it's instant. So as soon as you go straight over your stamped image here, the foil will just adhere to it straight away. So I'm going all the way around. Now, this is great for sentiments, it's great for adding detail, it's great for adding that opulent, elegant touch to your projects that you wouldn't necessarily be able to achieve any other way. And it's just so quick and so affordable at the same time because you're getting so much of foil on these rolls that you can actually see how much you can be achieving. Now, as I'm actually foiling through this, notice as well that the light is then showing through the foil sheet itself, so I can see exactly where I have foiled. So I could start at the top and then go down, do to the bottom, and I know exactly where I'd left off from up here, so I'm not having to then go over those same patches again. And I'm choosing to go quite random with this because I was just thinking how nice it would look to pick just random areas of this image to be foiled, because then of course we could go with our watercolours or our ink lilies afterwards to really colour this in and make it our own. So if I take away our 2 magnetic anchors here and take away our foil, you'll then be able to see our beautiful image then has all of that foiled detail all over the top. So you can see, look at that. So I've gone over selected areas of that stamp that I've printed off to create that beautiful foiled finish. And you can see it's grabbed to 100% of the surface where I rolled over this image. Now, let's do something even more exciting with this, which for me ticks the box on so many levels. I've selected a stencil from my stash, a really big, well-used stencil, but I thought, how can we then turn this onto vellum with foiling? So again, we're going to use our Lightboard and we're going to use our foiling pen for this process. This is really exciting. So I'm going to take my piece of vellum here, my Craftmaster Pure Print Vellum. This is 180 GSM. You can find this on the Highlight Crafts website. I'm going to place some foil down over the surface of my vellum here, switch on my Lightboard to the high setting so I can see where my vellum starts and where it finishes. So I'm going to grab my stencil here and place this over a selected area, and I'm going to begin to foil. Now this is extremely therapeutic because you're able to achieve design that can be super intricate and detailed, but it's your own concept because you're following within the guidelines. So I'm using my foil pen, and what I'm going to do is go straight over all of the details. So I'm actually going on the inside of the stencil here, and I'm just following that edge, allowing the pen to take the lead, and I'm just going into all of this detail. Now if you wanted to, you could almost colour this in, but I'm doing line work with this one. And think of all those stencils you've got in your stash, think of all of that detail that you have already within your craft room, and then how you can be utilising these in a way you've never ever imagined of before. And this is one of those things that is extremely therapeutic to do, but notice as well as I'm doing it, the light is starting to actually pass through the foiling sheet. So where I'm going with my pen over the vellum, the light begins to actually show through. So again, we can see exactly where we've foiled and where we can move on to next. So I know confidently that with my little magnetic anchors on here, I can come away from the project, I can switch it off and start again, because looking at this, you can see instantly around here where the foil has already adhered to that vellum. So I can continue to go around, come back to my project at any time we wish, and I'm actually foiling onto vellum, but I'm drawing. It's one of those amazing effects that every single time you use it, you will get the same feeling of thinking, oh my word, I cannot believe what is happening before my very eyes. I'm going to share with you now an instant finish with this. So I'm going to take this away, and I started it in the gold. I've also got one here I want to show you, which I just absolutely love. But if I take this away, I'm going to peel it off. So again, we've got our foil. We can continue to use this. But then look at the detail on here. And we've actually captured this from our stencil. So all of that line work has gone through our stencil onto our foiling sheet. I'm just going to actually turn my machine off here so you can see, and I'm going to put some black card behind it. Look at that. That is just incredible. It's beautiful, it's immaculate, and look at the crisp finish that you're getting. So maybe you're thinking, well, what are the colours? We've got also our foil rolls. Look at this in a selection. We've got our beautiful copper, which you can see I continued around here with that foiling pen on my vellum, which gives a completely different look and feel, because imagine then adding this with your vellum to a shadow light box with all of that depth and detail as the light shines through. So I'm going to continue foiling. I'm going to put my Lightboard onto my high setting. Again, I'm going straight over with my foil wherever I wanted to place it. I'm going to grab my stencil. Imagine this was a stencil of all your favourite sayings and sentiments. I'm going to pop my anchors on here and away foiling. So I don't know what you've got planned for the rest of the day, but I know that I'm going to be sat here foiling to my heart's content, and I'll see you soon.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you subscribe by clicking the button below. Then click the bell icon to receive notifications for all our new content.